Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. We're out here on a beautiful Sunday here out in the desert. Before we get started, I want to give my shout outs to Bryce Tan and Scott Brown. That's Bryce Tan and Scott Brown. Both of them were first to say first in one of my recent videos. So congratulations again for being a Notification Squad winners, Bryce Tan and Scott Brown. Okay, what do we got for you today? This has been out for a while, about a year and a half, almost 2 years. I never had the chance to actually review it though, folks. So this is my chance to review the A1200. What is the A1200? It is a large glider aircraft with brushless motor that is capable of actually quite a good deal of flight time, up to 45 minutes. Some people predict, you know, if you keep the motors running just enough to keep it in the air, you can stay up in the air for quite a long time with this. Why is that so important? Well, that makes this actually a great FPV camera bird. You know, you can go up there and fly like the birds. If you have thermals you can catch a thermal with this thing and stay up even longer possibly. What do we got inside? Let's take a look here. The lid pops open on this thing, and we got ourselves a, I believe it's 2,000 milliamp hour 2S battery to power it. The input into it's a 20 amp ESC here is via red JST connector, and there's also an output red JST connector that you can hook up to an FPV system. There's an optional FPV canopy that adds about $100 to the cost of this, but you can throw on here that has an FPV camera and transmitter already attached. I went the cheap route here and just threw on an all-in-one camera onto it via zip tie. Or, you know, that's all I did, folks. Took the little cheap, I think it's TX02, and tied it on via zip tie, and then I wedged in a little 5-volt battery in the belly here of this canopy to provide output power, you know, 5 volts to power this camera. What else do I got attached to this particular aircraft? I have on the bottom here, if you notice. I'll get that on there. I'm not sure that's going in all the correct way. But on the bottom, there you go. I'll fix that later here. I'll figure this out later here. One of the things is blocking it. But I have a mini Mobius on the bottom. Now it's just about level with the wheel, or the wheel on this. Notice the A1200 comes with a wheel for landings, for belly landings, and also a nice skid in the back, metal skid to protect it. But just enough clearance, I think, to include this little mini Mobius on the bottom here to provide some aerial video in addition to the FPV video that we'll be getting from the FPV camera, because I'll be using my VRD2 goggles with built-in DVR. Now, additionally, this also comes with this real nice X7 transmitter that has all the buttons and whistles. Okay. However, this particular aircraft doesn't use all the buttons and whistles. You only got this button here and this button here. What are the buttons for? Well, this aircraft does have 6G stabilization for beginner pilots. You put it up like so, and this thing will maintain automatic leveling. Okay, it won't allow you to tilt more than a certain amount of degrees, or point your nose down or point the nose upward a certain amount of degrees. In other words, it will prevent the aircraft from rolling over and hopefully prevent you from crashing. However, if you press this button down, you can enter into what's called 3D mode, which allows you to do the loops and rolls if you want to do loops and rolls. However, there's also still some stabilization there to prevent wind gusts from inadvertently tipping you over. And you also have dual rates on this transmitter. You press this button here and get a little more oomph on your rudder or ailerons by bringing it down like so. Right now it's set to 80% and 100%. If you bring it down, you can increase the amount of deflection of the control surfaces, if you wish, from 100% by going into the menus by pressing this button here, or actually this button here, and selecting dual rates. But if you want to increase to do more acrobatics with this, you can, using the X7 transmitter. And as I said, this transmitter has all the bells and whistles. There are other aircraft that use, from XK, that use this transmitter. It's Futaba output. I think you can use it with other Futaba style aircraft. And in addition, you can use the T8SG, you know, all-in-one transmitter with this. I'm not doing that because I want to show how the stock transmitter works with it today. So let's go for a flight of this thing and see how it performs. Hope you enjoyed its flight. Okay, we have a substitution here. That little mini Mobius camera that I got has a bad battery. So we're going to use an actual run cam, an old run cam on here, and make sure that run cam is recording. And we do have power, so hope you enjoy this flight. Let's do it. Oh, bouncy. That one there was a little nose heavy. Let's see how it's doing here. I'm in dual rates, going back to normal. Let's turn it. So you got to give it full power to get it up there. Give it a good toss, and you got to pull back on that stick to get it up there. Let me check the, well, it seems like it could use a little bit of rudder trim. Let me bring it back overhead. And I am going to go sit in the chair here and start flying FPV, which I'm doing right now. Now attached to this, I got the TX02, which is seems to be giving a very nice view, although I'm starting to lose a little bit of signal there. I'm getting a little far out, so I'm going to start turning. So this big old airplane, let's bring it down, and I'm going to do a strafe us. Big old airplane is a great flyer with this thing. We try to bring it in, but that's about it, folks. I'm going to come down low and do a low and slow pass by us. So let me guide on up over this way a bit. But if you're looking for an airplane to do medium range, I mean this thing can go out almost a mile actually, or past a half mile. And this transmitter that I got on this TX02 seems to be doing very well too. Cutting back the throttle, trying to bring it in closer. Low, slow pass. Let's come back the other way. More throttle, more throttle. It's coming by again. And then let's go take a look around the area, around the neighborhood here. And start climbing again. Going around, just gently flying it. And once I get to altitude, I want to try flying it with, in switching from 3D or 6G to 3D. I'm just giving it about half throttle here, 3/4 or 1/3 throttle. It sounds like it's struggling a bit, don't it? But it's not. It's only half throttle. Okay, let me go to 3D. Going back to 6G. That doesn't, 3D has some stabilization in it that just doesn't feel right. Yeah, I'm going to try to stay up son of us. But again, the A1200's been around for a long time, well over a year. And I just never had a chance to fly it. And now I got the chance. And it's kind of fun to fly. And that camera I got on it, it's not too shabby either. That's, again, TX02. It's a 200 milliwatt camera is what I got, folks. That's a 200 milliwatt FPV camera. And then also I got, again, the Mobius on there. Not Mobius, run cam. Let's see how, okay, it's getting a little bit fuzzy out there. I'm about 200 meters away, I think. Yeah, where I'm at right now is about 200. I memorized this area from many drone flights. That's 200 meters away. That's good enough for me. I'm going to increase throttle, see if I can get some altitude with it. Pulling up the nose. And I'm in 3D mode again. Trying to get it to go higher and higher. And going over us. Probably going through the sun, ain't I? I'm sorry about that. But again, it does have some auto stabilization. Okay, back to stabilized mode, full stabilization now. But again, I want this mainly as just an FPV flyer, and it does that job very well. I got a little bit of fuzziness on that camera. I guess I'm looking down, and I'm guessing I'm about 80 meters up or so. Dang, I'm way out there, ain't I? Cut back on the throttle a bit. And if needed, this is such a big airplane. If I do lose FPV reception, I could easily regain line of sight view on this thing because it's such that big of an airplane that you can easily keep an eye on it. Oh, this is so relaxing. Just flying around like a bird. I'm looking for Mr. Not vulture, but fly. Raven. I love to fly with the ravens. I hear a raven somewhere to my left out there where I'm at right now, but I'm not seeing him. See any raven out there, Ann?
No.
I heard him. I hear him.
Oh, it's coming.
You see him?
Yeah.
Am I by? Is he by the airplane?
Far.
Well, I'm far too. Where are you, Mr. Raven? I hear you off in this direction somewhere. Is he the same height as me, or above me, or below me?
I think the same height, but it's kind of a little bit far away.
Oh, I don't see him.
Well, make a
Right?
right. There's a car on.
Oh, I don't care about the car.
Okay.
So this is...
Tigat Dugi. And we have
Okay.
Dugi.
Put our doggy away. Put our doggy away.
And they don't have a...
Put our doggy in the car.
Oh, okay. Their dog is in their car. It's okay.
Okay. Oh, I see them. They're coming
Yeah.
by us.
No.
I
The
see
other.
them. Going overhead. So yeah, this is enjoyable, folks. If you're looking for something, you can just putter around and fly for a long time and do an FPV. This might be for you, folks. The A1200 from XK. And when this first came out, it was pretty pricey. It's still a little bit pricey, but nowhere near what it was. I think it was over $200 for the basic model, like I got here. But now that's dropped significantly from its original price. I'm looking for that guy again. Is he?
They're gone.
Oh, there he is. I see him. So I'm going to come down low again so we can do some more low passes. I'm trying to cut the throttle to bring it down, but there must be a thermal up there. It's just loving to stay up there. I see that guy off in the distance there. Okay, so I'll glide it around this way. Gentle turn to the left. And there we are down there. Oh my, I must be over 100 meters. I'm coming back down. I'm way high. I'm in a thermal, folks. That's why it's staying up there. I got the throttle just about cut off. Letting it glide back down.
My neck.
Oh, my wife's having a hard time looking straight up. I'll try to bring it down low. We're going to end this with a couple low passes and then call it quits. So, this thing flies forever, and I'm not going to do a 45-minute video to show how long this thing can fly.
Yeah.
But I am doing this to show its FPV capability. That was the main idea of this flight. And, wow, it's not coming down.
You're lost.
Pretty soon I'm going to try the next thing, and that's giving it forward pitch to bring it back down.
Come on, Raven.
There is a thermal there, folks. It just doesn't want to come down. I got to come down. I'm starting to lose picture. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm pushing forward on the stick, cutting the throttle completely,
They're
pushing
coming
forward
down
on the
now.
stick to bring it down.
Ooh.
There we go. That did it. That does it. And Wow, that was scary. It was going up, 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 and I'm going, hey, wait, what's going on here? I'm in a thermal. That's what the problem is, folks. Okay, I'm going to try to land it using FPV. I'm going to come, oh, wait a minute, the wind's coming from my back. Which would be the best way to, this would be the best way to land, but there's no landing strip going that way. So what I am going to do, folks, I'm going to go to around my car one time and then come down and land in the road. Oh, let's try to keep an eye on it. I wished I had gotten this airplane a lot sooner, because this seems to be the ultimate airplane that I've always been looking for. The ultimate FPV flyer that I've been wanting to get. Cutting throttle, cutting throttle, cutting throttle, cutting throttle. Overshot. That was too fast. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try one more time. That was too fast. That's too fast because now the wind's blowing from that way. I'm going to go around this way, folks, because it's coming from my right now, the wind. You can feel it on my right cheek. So we're going to try to land it this way. Got to stay low. Okay. Setting up for my approach. Turning, 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 cutting throttle, cutting throttle. Cutting throttle, here we go. This, I don't care where it lands, it's going to land. Too high again. I'm going to walk down the road to get it. Hold on, folks. You got to land.
Bring it here.
Way down there.
Why?
Okay. Because it don't want to come down. This thing just wants to fly. So I'll take the hat from you, hon. Thank you. And go get that big old airplane. That's the XK A1200. That is a fantastic flyer, folks. Really, really enjoyable if you want to do FPV flying. This seems to be one of the ultimates to get. And I'm glad I finally got one to try this out. This will, actually, I'm going to be flying this more and more. What I really want to do is fly it up in those canyons up there. A beautiful area to be doing FPV flying. But also, the camera that I paired it up with, that 200 milliwatts, seems to be just about the right amount of power that you want on an FPV airplane. You know, you don't want to go flying out miles. You don't need to be doing that. But within a range of about a few hundred meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, that camera seems to be more than sufficient to power, provide enough power to maintain FPV. And boy, is this a long way to walk, huh? I really overshot that landing. Like I said, this airplane doesn't want to come down. So let me make sure I still got the run cam attached. Run cam's got a little bit of dirt on it, but it seems to be fine. A little bit of dust was kicked up, I guess, during the landing. So let me unplug it first. That's the first thing you want to do, folks, is unplug the power to make it safe. And we'll wrap it up here. So, there. So, the XK A1200, yeah, I enjoyed that flight. I really enjoyed that flight. This is a great FPV airplane. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to review this sooner. So, I hope you enjoyed that flight, because I sure did. It's Quadcopter 101, signing out.